Hey guys, this is Eric with Mediavine, and this is our Go for Teal video series. Today I want to talk about a new feature we're revealing here at Mediavine, and that's Optimize Ads for Desktop PageSpeed. For those of you that are familiar with our Optimize Ads for mobile PageSpeed, this is going to be the desktop version. So you may be wondering why we're just releasing the desktop version now and why it's different than the mobile one. So for those of you who aren't familiar, basically the Optimize Ads feature, what it does is prioritizes your content to make sure it loads first way before the ads. So here at Mediavine, we always lazy load the ads, but you can think about Optimize Ads as completely lazy loading everything. So it waits until your content has fully loaded, your first screen view is fully interactive, and the user starts to interact with your page. That's when your ads start to load. By doing that, it gives your content the chance to completely load in an ad-free environment. It allows Mediavine sites that are ad supported to be the fastest on the internet, or give them the chance to be. Obviously, you have to still improve the speed of your site itself, but this will make sure the ads never get in the way. So again, why did we first do mobile and not desktop? So most importantly, mobile devices need page speed more than anything. You got to realize that most users on mobile devices are not on their home Wi-Fi. They're typically out on cellular connections, and there's a lot of times where we don't all get that awesome 4G or the newfangled 5G connections, and we're stuck on old 3G. And if you're stuck in those old connections, a slow site is going to take an eternity to load, and users are going to leave your site, which is why optimizing page speed for mobile was so important and why we focus on that first. Desktop came later because on desktop, everyone is on a fast connection. Typically, they're going to be at home on a broadband connection. You're not really traveling around with your desktop. That goes against the idea of it. And if it's your laptop, chances are you're connected to Wi-Fi and not on cellular. So really, desktop was a little bit less important, which is why, again, we focus on mobile. But there are, of course, people that are obsessed with page speed here at Mediavine, myself included. So obviously, we're going to bring you guys the desktop version of it. One of the other reasons why desktop was a little bit harder is because in order to prioritize that first screen view of content, there can't be ads in that first screen view of content. You gotta remember on desktop, we run, or sometimes we will run a leaderboard ad and a sidebar ATF. Again, the leaderboard ad is pretty optional, so most sites don't run it here. But that sidebar ATF is pretty common, and that's the top sidebar ad. And if that is in the first screen view of content, it is no longer going to load when you enable this feature. And that's by design. We can't prioritize the content and have an ad that's going to load in that first screen view. The web browser needs to know, I only am loading content first. So we're going to be removing that ad. So that's the strong caveat we want to give when anyone's turning on this new exciting feature. If you're going to enable this, you have to realize you might see some short-term revenue loss. So you can go into the Buy Ad Unit widget on your dashboard today and see how much the Sidebar ATF and the Leaderboard ATF, if you're running that one, are making you. Turning this feature on very likely is going to cause those ads to never load again because they're normally in the first screen view. That's the strong caveat we're going to give you. You might lose revenue if you turn this on. We gave the same caveat with mobile, but most people did not see any revenue loss. And a lot of people actually saw revenue gains. By increasing the speed of your site, more users end up coming to your site, and as a result, people saw overall increases in revenue and even RPM. On desktop, that's probably not going to be the case here. Again, remember, most users are already on fast connections. So speeding up your site for a desktop user might not result in more traffic. It'll definitely get you higher page speed insight scores in the Google tool. It's going to get you higher Chrome Reader User Experience scores, and that's real world Google scores. And it's going to get you higher scores in things like Google Analytics and pretty much every web page testing tool that matters. Anything that's measuring that first screen view. So do we recommend turning this on? That's really going to depend upon your goals for your site. Are you obsessed with that page speed? Do you want to get that perfect score? Do you want to make sure if there's an SEO boost from doing it, you're receiving that? Then yeah, you can enable it, but you got to remember there's a risk. You're going to be removing ads from your site, and obviously if you're not running those ads, you're not going to make the revenue from those missing ads. So really we leave the controls in your hands. In fact, it's now in the dashboard. If you go under settings, you can enable Optimize Ads for Desktop Page Speed, and it'll instantly happen. You can test out your site. You can see what happens to your revenue. So really, again, it's going to be your decision. It's pretty awesome technology. And again, the way it works is it defers any ads from loading until your content is fully interactive for your user, meaning it is going to hit every metric in every page speed tool. So finally, it is no longer ads that are to blame for your page speed issues. You get to focus on improving your site's page speed. So again, give it a try. Let us know what you think, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next week.